What's poppin', everyone? You got your coach of the Charmanders here today for our week 1 battle of the APA, which is the new draft league that I joined, and should be a lot of fun. I actually uploaded a draft analysis a couple days ago. If you want to see the full 10 Pokemon that I drafted, I did link that video down below. If anybody missed it, feel free to check it out. But yeah, I don't think I'll be doing team builders for this league just because it's more sort of for fun. I'm kind of taking it really chill with this league, more casual, I guess you could say. I'm already doing like WBE with team builders and with battles and stuff like that. Team builders for that league because it's more sort of standard draft with the Pokemon that you all are familiar with. But this is Little Cup, so I kind of just want to have more fun with it, not worry about a team builder each week, and you just upload an extra Wi-Fi battle on Sunday because I do the team builder and battle for WBE on Friday, Saturday respectively, and Sunday is just an extra Wi-Fi battle for you all with this league. So that's kind of the approach that I'm taking. So I hope you all appreciate that. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So week 1, I'm going to be taking on General Tar Heel, who is the coach of the Charlotte Charmanders, I think. So his team is pretty cool. He has a team of Pawniard, Archon, Charmander, Slowpoke, Rowlet, and Lickitung. And I've kind of had some past experience playing Little Cup in X and Y and Black and White, so I kind of know what these mons do in general. You have no pun intended, but yeah, he has like Pawniard and Archon, which actually do really well in terms of offensively. They're very big Little Cup threats for sure. And you got like Slowpoke and Lickitung, which are just solid walls overall in terms of just sponging hits pretty well. Charmander, I think, could be a Dragon Dance user, is what I'm thinking, because I did a little bit of research on Charmander because I haven't really seen it too often. So I think Charmander might be a D-Dance set, and then Rowlet, I'm not too sure. It could be maybe SD with Sucker Punch or something, or some kind of Scarf set. I don't know. We'll have to find out, but I'll talk about the sets that I brought really briefly, I guess. I have Bolt-orb with Focus Sash so that I can check things versus him. It checks a lot of stuff because it's faster than everything on his team, bar a Choice Scarf Pokemon, any kind of Choice Scarf that he might bring. Still faster than everything, has a Focus Sash, which means it can live from full HP regardless, and it has Volt Switch, so it's really great at scouting, which will likely be my lead in this matchup just because he doesn't have a ground type. He has a Cubone, but he didn't decide to bring it, so I can Volt Switch pretty freely over his team. Then I have a Krogunk, which is Nasty Plot 3 attacks. It's Sludge Bomb, Vacuum Wave, and Knockoff, which is a pretty fun set. It can kind of break, I guess it can really wall break pretty well, I guess. And then I have a Staryu, which is a bulky Violet Rapid Spinner. Does what it does best, checks Archon really well, and spins for Ponyta. Then I have here a Ponyta, like I said. It's going to be a bulky Violet, just like Staryu. It is going to be able to check Pokemon such as Pawniard on his team, as well as I guess maybe the Charmander. Like I have Flare Blitz and Wild Charge, so it can also deal a considerable amount of damage to Archon. It can Oko Archon sets, and it can also do a good amount of damage to Slowpoke perhaps. And it also has Will-O-Wisp and Morning Sun. It has Flame Body, so deters U-Turn and Knockoff, which his team does possess, I think. And then I have a Chespin, which is bulk up 3 attacks with Berry Juice, and I do have it so that I can I guess sort of check Pokemon such as Lickitung is set up over it because I have Drain Punch. I can also beat Pawniard, and is also a great check versus versus Slowpoke as well. And finally a Taillow, which is there for just hitting extremely hard, wall breaking, boom bursting, Life Orb action. You already know. So I think his potential leads will be either his Pawniard or his Archon, perhaps because they have Stealth Rocks, or his Archon or his Rowlet because they might have momentum moves. I think they both get U-turns, so that's a potential option depending on his sets. But yeah, I decided to lead Bolt-orb here because it is great for scouting and just momentum in general. So let's just go ahead and find out what happens and see how we can do in this matchup, and let's just get right into it. He decides to challenge me. May or may not be his first mistake. We'll find out. And you already know I have to take it back to the classroom. You already know I'm taking it back here to that classroom. He leads off with the Pawniard as I lead off with the Bolt-orb. So immediately turn 1, I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do some scouting. Go right for the Volt Switch here as he does switch out into his Lickitung. So I kind of have an idea of his response to Bolt-orb. So that's pretty good. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch here, do a little bit of damage to that Lickitung, fat Lickitung. Going to go here into my Chespin, which is going to be there for bulk up, for the purpose of getting up bulk ups and boosting my attack and defense. He goes hard into Charmander. I go right for the bulk up here. If he's not Life Orb, I'm able to eat up a Flare Blitz from full and restore myself all the way back with Berry Juice and knock him out with Rock Slide. So I'm +1 right now, and unfortunately I get burned, which is so bad because Rock Slide would have been able to completely Oko this Charmander with my +1 attack. So as you can see, I go right for the Rock Slide and it just would have knocked him out if I was not burned. So, I mean, it's nothing that really sort of ruins the entire game for me, but it's something that like Chessman would have done more work for sure if I was able to get that rock slide off without the burn. But now I'm just going to go for the bulk up as he D-dances here. My best play is going for bulk up over and over until he knocks me out, because of the fact that I don't want to like knock out this Charmander while it's Dragon Dancing, and then him to bring in another Pokemon to capitalize on my burnt Chessman to try to set up with or anything. So we're gonna both get knocked out here. As he flare blitzes, he knocks me out, and then he knocks himself out with the recoil. So we're gonna essentially set ourselves back to square one here, or at least myself. I'm gonna go back into my Bolt-orb as he goes into Rowlet. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for the HP Ice here. I'm fast, I have a Focus Sash. He goes right for the Baton Pass before my Bolt-orb attacks, which leads me to believe he is indeed a Choice Scarf Rowlet. So I'm gonna go for the HP Ice, hitting into his Pawniard switch in. And now I decide, okay, look, this might be Life Orb. This might be Life Orb. I'm gonna go for the T-Bolt. I don't get the right roll. I can't really blame rolls though in this Little Cup thing, because Little Cup rolls are weird, I guess. But he is Life Orb indeed. He does knock himself out while knocking me down to my Focus Sash. Bolt-orb is still super useful. I'm gonna save it because this thing can actually hit up electric type moves on Pokemon such as Archon and Slowpoke. So gonna save it with my Focus Sash knocked off. I'm still at 1 HP. Gonna go into my Ponyta as he actually attacks me with the Brave Bird, because I know he's Choice Scarf, so this is my best switch into this Pokemon, and I don't get a Flame Body activated, so unfortunately, you know, that's there. But I can go for the Morning Sun as he switches out of Rowlet into his Lickitung and get myself back up to full HP, and that's gonna be awesome because now I can actually just switch out here into my best D-Frog. You already know I had to do it for you all with the best D-Frog here, my Krogunk, and he goes right for the Earthquake. I know I can take any hit from this thing since I'm thinking he's more bulky and without much attack investment. So he's gonna go for the Protect the Scout and see what I have. Likely probably gonna be Wish Protect, I guess. I'd gone for the knockoff here, seeing his initial reaction, and now what I can do is go for the Z move to switch things up a little bit, try to get as much damage as I can on this Lickitung, and as you can see, go right for that Acid Downpour, my Poison Emvee, and that Lickitung, it doesn't take too much damage, but it takes enough damage. This is the amount of damage I need for Tailo to be able to knock out Lickitung on the following turn. So he will be able to knock out Best D-Frog, so that's going to be gone. As I can go ahead here and bring in my Tailo, and he doesn't really have a good safe switch in for this Pokemon, so he's going to be sacking the Lickitung here. That is going to go down, and that's awesome. We get rid of a really fat Mon and a nuisance to our team. Next, he's going to bring in the Archon. So this is a good check, not a really good counter, but a good check to Tailo. So I'm going to switch out here into my Staryu, which is my best response to Archon. And he goes right for the U-turn, so he does reveal to have U-turn. Not sure what his item could be, as he goes back into Rowlet. I'm just hoping that he's not double scarfed, because that could be a problem, perhaps, if I don't play around it well. But because I know that this thing is 100% Choice Scarf because he outran my my Bolt-orb, so he's going to go for the Brave Bird as I go into my Ponyta. Basically a rinse-repeat situation where he's going to go for Brave Bird, and he's going to switch out now out of Ponyta as I go for the Morning Sun. But this time he goes into his Slowpoke, so Slowpoke is on the field. I'm a little bit worried about this Mon because it can do a lot of things. It can Calm Mind, it can T-Wave, it can be fat, it can also Trick Room. So things could go wrong if I don't play around it properly. But I'm going to go here into my Staryu as he just reveals that he goes for the Psychic, and that's perfectly fine because Psychic is not bad at all because I can just recover. As you can see, I don't take as much damage from that Psychic, but he goes for a T-Wave, so he's getting that Yellow Magic on deck here, getting that Yellow Magic in order, and yeah, I got to be careful now that I don't get parried all the way and stuff. So I'm going to go for the T-Bolt. Doesn't do much damage, but I can sort of like play around this thing if I'm able to get off recovers. But he gets a crit here, as if the RNG wasn't already not in my favor. So he gets a crit on the on my Staryu. I get off a recovery, he goes for the Psychic, and yeah. So like now it's like I'm trying to see if I can catch a break here. I'm gonna go for the T-Bolt, and he gets parried. And he also gets full parrot, so a little bit of justice there, a little bit of justice for me. Momentum sort of swinging back into my favor. I'm going to predict him to switch out into his Rowlet here and go right into my Ponyta in the face of this Slowpoke, as he does indeed switch out into his Rowlet. And now my play is to click Wild Charge and expecting him to want to go back into Slowpoke. And if he does decide to stay in, as he does right now, he's going to be taking that recoil and plus a Wild Charge. Like, this is my #1 optimal play here, because now if he attacks me again, his Rowlet goes down, and he actually does decide to do that instead of switch out, because I would have just gone for Morning Sun there and gotten back to full health. So he decides to sack off his Rowlet to the recoil and knock out my Ponyta in the process. But now you already know I'm bringing back my 1 HP. Nice kaboom here with the Bolt-orb as he brings in his Archon. And all I gotta do is outrun it if he's not scarfed, which he is not. And Bolt-orb naturally outruns Archon. Gonna be knocking it out with a T-Bolt. And last Pokemon is gonna be that Slowpoke, which I will be able to also knock out here with another T-Bolt. So Bolt-orb putting in the work. Bolt-orb is really, really solid. And I guess, I think he told me after this match, he sort of underestimated Bolt-orb. He didn't get too many test games with it. So I'm really glad that it put in a lot of work here. Bolt-orb is a really, really fun mon. And very, very fast and hits deceptively hard with its special attack. It can hit pretty hard as well. And you know, with Focus Sash, I think came really clutch in terms of us being able to save our Bolt-orb for the late game where it cleaned up his team. That is going to be GG. It is Emvee. Hope you all enjoyed this match. Definitely a great game to General Tar Heel here. And yeah, feel free to check out his channel. I think he's also uploading at the same time as I am, so I'll be watching that as well. And that's gonna be it from me. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think, of course. Always looking forward to hearing from you all. And yeah, just another bonus Wi-Fi battle for you all from yesterday. Of course, you know, y'all watched my WBE game. If you haven't seen that, feel free to check that out as well. But yeah, so I'll try to upload a showdown live as and when I can. Hopefully this week sometime. We'll get one of those up, as well as you know, just jumping right back into the next set of battles going up on the following weekend. So yeah, it should be fun. I'll see you guys on the next video, and peace.